Welcome, everybody. I'm Sherry with CruiseTipsTV.com. Huge thanks to Brandon from Alma Waterways and Heather from Dream Vacations for partnering with us during this quarantine period to bring you some virtual presentations and to just take us away during this crazy difficult time to different destinations. Tonight is a very, very special night because we are going to be talking all about Christmas markets. And Heather has actually reserved space for a group cruise on Amma Magna, December of 2021. So it's more than a year away. We have lots of time to save and plan and dream. And Heather is going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. Brandon's going to go into some great depth on the Amma Waterways product for the Christmas markets. Just so you know, the relationship between Cruise Tips TV and Dream Vacations is a wonderful one. I am not a travel agent. We needed a travel agent to serve our community, so we partnered with Heather and Wendy and the team at Dream Vacations, and it's a beautiful thing. I will leave it at that, turn it over to you, Heather, and then from there, Brandon is going to take it away after that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sherry. I truly appreciate it. Yeah, good evening again. I'm Heather Sullivan. I'm with Dream Vacations. I'm your host for this evening. And I want to say thank you so much for attending. We know that your time is so valuable and we appreciate you coming here this evening and listening to us. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat box and we'll get to them probably closer to the end of the presentation. So I fell in love with river cruising from the first time I heard about it, and I was so thankful that I was able to travel on Alma Waterways a year ago, and can't wait to get back on the river. I truly feel like when you travel, you experience the culture and the cuisine and the flavor of the area, and that's just truly what I love about travel. When I was on I was on one of the Alma ships. I was not on the Alma Magna. It hadn't been finished being built, but I was able to tour it with Christine Kars, the co-founder and executive vice president of Alma Waterways, and we had this lovely time, and they do an amazing job at Christmas. So this ship is just absolutely stunning. It's double wide and it doesn't hold double the amount of passengers. It's just about 40 more guests, and Brandon will probably talk more about that, but you can see in these pictures they just do a stunning job of decorating for the holidays. When you're traveling down the Danube, one of my favorite places was in Vienna, and I love palaces. So this beautiful Schönberg Palace was just absolutely amazing. And why I like river cruising is, rather than the hustle and bustle of flying to Europe and then going from hotel stop to taking trains, planes, and automobiles, basically. You just really, they pick you up from the airport, they transfer you to the ship, and you unpack once, and literally you get off. You're dropped off at each port, and there's no waiting, there's no tendering. It's just a very seamless transition from port to port. So the river cruising offers, just this high level of immersion into the local culture. And you might do an experience that you travel with the chef and you go to the market, and then you get to actually eat that food for the evening, and it's just absolutely amazing. Or you might get to see a Hungarian dance, and whether that's off the ship, but there's times where they bring the presenters on, and they'll do a presentation on the ship and see this just beautiful dance. So Alma Waterways just does an absolutely amazing experience for the guests. They'll have dancers and singers and storytellers, and I just truly love that about Alma Waterways. So as you can see, here in these beautiful pictures, one is the ship and how beautiful it is decorated, and having then the singers or the crew sing songs or tell stories. There's also just the beautiful ports. So the Christmas markets have been going on for, and I'm sure Brendan will tell you, but just years and years and years. And it originated in Germany, and it's just it's just an experience like no other, and it only is a short season of the year. So really, it only runs from about early to mid-November through the end of the year. And you have all these artisans that come together and make these handcrafted things in each one of these towns and villages. So it's so unique to each one of those ports. And it's absolutely amazing. And so tonight we're going to hear the sights and the sounds, but even just think of the smells, the mulled wine and the just the amazing delicacies. So kind of like what we said, we're really focusing on this group cruise. And you can see up here, you can do a pre up in Prague, but the cruise really starts in Wolkenstein, which is where the anchor is to the left, and goes down the Danube River all the way through and around through Vienna, Bratislava, and then ends in Budapest, Hungary. And Brandon will take us through each one of the kind of amazing ports, or really, really dive deep into the cruise itself. But we're just so thankful, Brendan, that you took the time tonight to come and join us. I truly appreciate it. So thank you, Brendan, and I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. Hey, that's a great picture. That was my wedding number 2. Same wife. We never got a divorce. We got married here in Sedona. Then we went over to Israel, and this is in Jaffa, Israel.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you. And thank you very much. Thank you, Heather, and thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you putting this together. And thank you all for joining us. I love river cruising as well. And the Christmas markets are absolutely my favorite European experience that I have ever had. And I've been over many, many times. And the holiday cheer, the holiday spirit, the way that they celebrate over there, it honestly, it reminds me of my childhood. I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. It was kind of a small town back then, but during the holidays, it was so festive. And Europe is just like that. You have the beautiful Christmas markets. Every place, even places that don't have Christmas markets, are beautifully lit. It's literally like walking into a fairy tale. And on top of that, most people I know who love to travel, they're also foodies at heart, because we love to experience the cuisine of the places that we go to. And during the holiday season, it is a very different experience. They do have some of the standard traditional things you will always find, but then there are always unique things that you're only really going to find during the holiday season. And Christmas markets typically start around Thanksgiving week, and they most of them tear down on December 23rd. There are a handful that stay open right into the new year, but for the most part, you have about 1 month to really experience these. And with my background with Waterwaterways, I started in our reservations department. So I used to book people in their cruises, and I will tell you the most popular thing people go back for again and again and again, it's the Christmas markets. Even if they've done the same rivers, they want to go back and have these magical experiences again. And with river cruising, this is one time of year where you're going to see multi-generational families all traveling together to celebrate the holiday season and have these beautiful memories together as a family. River cruising, it's usually couples or maybe, some friends that travel together, maybe a small group. But during the holiday season, you're going to see a lot of families traveling together. So this is a great opportunity to bring your families. And I will say river cruising isn't really for children. We don't have any children's activities, but during the holiday season, there's so much to do off ship that the younger ones will even have an absolute blast exploring. And today we are going to talk about the Christmas markets on the Danube. And Heather, you'll have to forgive me. I'll be talking Budapest to Prague, but it's the same experience. No matter which direction you're going in.
Exactly.
And I would highly encourage you to get in touch with Heather, find out more about her group, when she's going, and don't wait to do this. There is so much pent-up demand for travel right now, and river cruising has been recognized as the most popular thing that people will be going back to, because ocean cruising, it's going to take them time to get their ships up and moving. And COVID has really hit a lot of people in different ways. Fortunately, we've been able to sell, serving the German market from July until just about a week ago. So we have all of our safety protocols in place, but I know that now with this announcement of a vaccine that will be available very soon, that people will be booking, and it will be very difficult to get on board of a river cruise vessel. So don't assume that you have a lot of time to do this. Definitely reach out to Heather. And instead of trying to sell you something, I'm going to talk about this because I love it. And we're going to be talking about the Ama Magna. This is the creme de la creme of river cruise vessels. I am so fortunate. Like Heather, I was able to take a walk through it while it was being built as well. Now that she's on the rivers, I sailed on her last October, and I sailed on her in January. I was able to get over to Europe and have some, well, it was work, but it was still fun. We always make work play as well on board this spectacular vessel. So we doubled the width, but we only added 40 additional guests. We wanted to put this space into your staterooms and amenities on board. One thing that we thought about when this ship was being built was there are a lot of ocean cruisers who are simply reluctant to go on a river cruise because of stateroom sizes and amenities. We have more than checked all of those boxes. The average size stateroom on board the Ama Magna is 355 square feet. Very large, very spacious. Just walking in, an entry-level stateroom is 205 square feet. So again, you have very large and luxurious staterooms. Our grand suites, one of the most popular and the first to typically go on this vessel, 474 square feet. You have these beds that face the windows, and we don't typically do that because in order to have a bed facing the window in a standard vessel, it really affects the flow of the stateroom. But these staterooms are so deep that we're able to do this. And at the foot of the bed, that cabinet has a TV that pops up out of it. You have a little remote control. You can control it from right there and bring it up before you go to bed if you want to watch a little TV, and then drop it down. Unfortunately, you'll want to close your curtains at night. You won't be waking up to look out at the Danube. Rafting, mooring, whatever terminology you use, it's part of river cruising. You could potentially wake up and have another boat on the other side of you. So it's a good idea to close those curtains at night. Now, the owner suite, we really went to a whole other level on this. It is 710 square feet. You have a fully loaded bar. You have a separate living and sleeping area, a full walk-in closet. It even has 2 bathrooms. And when I talk about giving more amenities and more to do on board, the Ama Magna has 4 unique dining venues. You have your main restaurant where you'll get to have cuisine from the areas you're cruising through for lunch and dinner. Jimmy's Wine Bar, it's going to have the same menu that you're going to find in the main restaurant. And obviously we'll have to see what happens moving into next year. But this was designed to be a family style dining experience where we bring large plates of different items out and you serve yourself from that plate. And the reason we created it with that family feel to it, Jimmy, his name is Jimmy Murphy. He was one of the co-founders of Waterwaterways. His son, Gary Murphy, is still one of the owners of the company. Unfortunately, Jimmy passed away a few years ago. And because of him, we were able to pay cash for our 2 ships, our first 2 ships that we were able to build and put on the waters, would put us in a wonderful position because we have 0 debt. All of our ships are paid for before they sell. So we're in a very good position and we're very grateful for him. The alfresco dining, I think I counted 7 courses here. Now they were small because you want to be able to taste everything, but you had a 7-course dinner here. Windows that drop down next to you and up above. The windows open up so you get nice fresh air into there. Obviously, if you're going for the Christmas markets, we're not going to open the windows. You don't want that kind of dining experience, but you'll still have the beautiful views of the Danube from right there where you're sitting. And the chef's table, this is such a special and unique experience. So with the chef's table, we have an open concept here. In the far back corner, that is the kitchen area where the chef prepares your meal. You can communicate with the chef while they're preparing your meal. Now, once everybody is seated at the chef's table, we bring out 3 small hors d'oeuvres. From there, we move on to champagne with sorbet soaking in it. Then we move on to 2 small entrees, finishing with 2 to 3 small desserts, and we pair it with 3 different wines throughout the evening. This is a set menu. It doesn't change from the first day to the last. With all of the opportunities you have on board and the different cuisines from the areas we're cruising through in the main dining restaurant, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to try everything out at least once. And then I always say, go to the main restaurant for the rest of the cruise, because you want to try those different items that we're bringing from those regions we're cruising through. Also, I'm going to mention with lunch and dinner, we have complimentary free-flowing soda, beer, and wine, and the wines come from the regions that we're cruising through, giving you a little bit of a cultural immersion while you're sailing with us. And if you love wine, I will tell you, you're going to have some of the best wines you will ever taste. And cruising the Danube, a lot of people don't know this, Austria has some of the oldest vines on earth, and they have wines that are not exported, so you can only really get them in Austria. So again, great experiences here. Your upper lounge on board the Alma Magna, this is where you go for your cruise manager meetings, your evening entertainment. This is where you go to hang out when you're not on an excursion or not dining. As you can see, there is so much space here to spread out. And in the evenings, when the entertainment is over, we bring the pianist, who usually turns into a DJ at some point, so that people can go out and dance and enjoy the evening on board. And something unique to the Alma Magna, we actually have a cinema on board. And the reason I bring this up, talking about the Christmas markets and families, when I was on board the Alma Magna in October, we had an 8-year-old on board. And this was a haven for her, because we have a Nintendo Switch and a PlayStation 4 or 5. I don't remember what number we're at. I quit playing video games. But this little girl, I told her parents about it, and they took her in there, and she absolutely loved it. So to have this on board is really special. And that TV, I want to say it's 90 to 100 inches. It is massive. I tried to bring it home. They wouldn't let me. And there is also a full Zen wellness studio. And I'll explain full here in just a little bit. You have state-of-the-art cardio equipment, a cable resistance training system. Out on the deck in the back, you can see we have some spin cycles. We actually do spin classes. Imagine being able to do a spin class with the beautiful views of the Danube. And I was there in October, November. It was very cold. So the fitness instructor was bundled up in all of his gear so he could stay warm while he was coaching people who were on the bikes, spinning away and getting their body temperatures nice and warm. Now, when I say full Zen wellness studio, because the fitness center is just part of it. When you go to the aft of the ship, you go to the right is your fitness center, to the left, a Zen wellness bar. We have a fruit juicer there in the morning. It'll do fruit and vegetables, actually. And we have fresh chopped fruits and veggies. You can make your own juices if you would like. There's a detox water of the day that changes each day. There's even gemstone infused water, which I know sounds kind of weird. I'm a little hippie-ish. I love that stuff. Gemstones have energy. They literally, I had to look this up to understand it. They change the molecular structure of the water and make it healthier to drink. So you can have that while you're on board. I'd say absolutely indulge and try out. We have a spa back here, and this is just a great place to also kind of hang out and relax if you want some quiet time, because there really aren't a lot of people here throughout the day. So I had mentioned the complimentary soda, beer, and wine with your lunch and dinner. With breakfast, if you want to make a mimosa, we have complimentary sparkling wine or champagne and complimentary juices. 24/7, you're going to have access to complimentary coffee, specialty coffee drinks, bottled water replenished to your room as often as you would like. We have teas that are complimentary. When you're getting off of the ship to go on your excursions, we're going to give you a bottle of water. When you're coming back onto the ship from your excursions, we'll give you a hot or cold drink, really depending on what the weather is like outside. Obviously, I know we're looking at the Christmas markets right now, so when you get on board the ship, you're probably going to get a nice warm cup of Glühwein or something like that to warm you up after your excursions. In the evenings before dinner, Every night we have a complimentary cocktail hour. We call this our sip and sell. It is such an amazing opportunity to bring everybody up into the lounge. Now, I have been on quite a few river cruises. I have never sailed with more than 145 people. As you can guess, I'm a little social. I typically know everything about everybody when I get off of the ship. I know about their grandchildren, their families. I really spend time getting to know people. If you love to socialize, it's a great opportunity to get up there and talk to the other guests on board. It's also a really amazing opportunity for the cruise manager to tell you what's in store the next day. You have to think, you'll get your detailed itinerary 3 to 4 weeks before you leave for your cruise. But these cruise managers have been on these sailings hundreds of times. Some of these cruise managers have been with us for over 18 years now, cruising these rivers. The inside information they give you is invaluable. And I will say that the reason I say you want to listen closely, you have multiple choices of excursions at every port we stop in, and they're all included. So pre-planning too heavily before you leave which places you're going to go to, I say leave a little room for adjusting, because the cruise managers change people's minds on a daily basis. All right, we are going to talk about the Magna on the Danube for Christmas. Now, Heather, what date does your group actually start?
They sail on December 8th. That's a Wednesday.
That is the most perfect time to go, because you can go over and be back well before Christmas time and have one of the most amazing experiences you're ever going to have. Not one, because you're on the Alma Magna, two, because the Christmas markets in Europe are so unbelievably special. Now, I didn't realize this until January of this year. We are the only river cruise company that really goes all out and decorates our ships inside and out. You can see our vessels coming from almost a mile away, except they're curves. I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm just trying to get attention. What can I say? So you can see our ships coming from very far away. They are so beautifully lit, and the interiors are stunning. And again, from what I understand, that we're only the only real company that does this. Now, I'm talking in reverse here. So Budapest is absolutely amazing. Christmas markets are not part of their history. However, with all of the tourism the Christmas markets have brought, and with all of the popularity from river cruising bringing people specifically for Christmas markets, Budapest has multiple Christmas markets spread out on the Buda and the Pest side. They are absolutely spectacular, and they are considered to be some of the most beautiful Christmas markets in all of Europe. So Budapest is a wonderful place. You're going to be ending here. I think it's fantastic to end here, because the jet lag is kind of gone. You can really go out and explore, and it is absolutely spectacular. You know, I was there the end of October last year, and it was just getting chilly enough that they were starting to bring the glühwein out. And I personally love the red wines in Budapest. Hungary produces spectacular red wines. You're going to get some fantastic glühwein here. For those of you who don't know what glühwein is, it is hot spiced wine, usually some sort of citrus like orange, cinnamon, a little bit of, oh my goodness, cloves. There's all kinds of stuff. Each different families have different recipes, and it's really absolutely incredible. So Budapest, you're going to get some amazing glühwein. You'll get amazing glühwein everywhere. Budapest and Vienna are two of the really big places you're going to go on this cruise. These are actually huge bucket list places for a lot of people. And Vienna also has spectacular and beautiful Christmas markets, multiple set up throughout town. Now, Heather, you had mentioned the Schönbrunn Palace. That is in Vienna. It is an afternoon tour. We make that an optional tour. You would have to pay to go to it, but it's absolutely worth going through. It is where Marie Antoinette grew up. Actually, Mozart performed there. I believe he was about 6 years old. And there is a massive painting on the wall inside where Mozart is performing. You can see Marie Antoinette off in the crowd watching him perform. And that was something that actually happened. Now, if you don't want to go and explore, go with the rest of the group to go and see the Schönbrunn Palace, because they have their own unique Christmas market set up in front of the palace. And also the grounds are absolutely stunning during the holiday seasons. Very, very well lit.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I love palaces, and the grounds were enormous. I couldn't even get over how big the grounds were, let alone the palace, and then I don't remember what they called it on the back. Their little sun room or sun escape for the summertime, and I was just like, yeah, all the way across, and just it was enormous. So it was so beautiful when I was there in March that I can only imagine how beautiful it is at Christmas.
Or what she's talking about, when you go out the back of the Schönbrunn Palace, there's this massive field. I can't even tell you how big it is.
Yeah.
It takes, maybe 10 minutes to walk across. You get up to the other side, and they actually have a little coffee shop up there now. Pastries, coffees. You can go up and you can get some beautiful pictures of the grounds and the palace itself there as well.
It's a little bit more than a 10-minute walk. We ended up we didn't watch our time, and we got something to eat up at the top of the palace, looked at the clock and went, oh no, they were going to leave us. And we literally ran for 10 minutes. Yep. So it's a little bit more than a 10-minute walk.
Pretty far. It is.
It's far.
Another stop along the way. This is absolutely amazing. Salzburg. So we get to Salzburg from a town called Linz. Linz is a little more industrial. It's actually rated one of the #1 cities in Austria. And funny enough, Linz was one of those places nobody ever wanted to live. Everybody wanted to be in Vienna. Linz was industrial, but it was also a college town. Well, it's the leading city for technology in Austria. It's actually a nice town. But I will tell you, when you're in Linz, if you've never been to Salzburg, don't worry about the Linz city tour. Take the full day excursion to Salzburg. If you do the half day, I can assure you, as soon as you get there, you're going to go, I should have taken the full day. This is the birthplace of Mozart. This is where he grew up. He left quite a bit when he was young because it's interesting. In Linz, he was not popular, but everywhere else, everybody wanted him to come and perform because he was just so amazing. So again, they have a beautiful Christmas market. You have a lot of free time here. So you get an extended city tour when you go to Linz with us and you take the full day. And then when you're done, you have a lot of time to explore. And when I say explore, you're going to have all of the Christmas markets and the booths to go through and find unique handmade gifts, Glühwein. There's all kinds of amazing things here. But also, when it's a little chilly out, it's nice. I can't see it from here. It's going to be off to the left, up to the back here. On the hillside, there is the first independently owned brewery in Austria, right here in Linz. You walk up the hill. It's not a long walk. You go in there. Not only do they serve beer, but they're also a very, very incredible restaurant with spectacular views. So I would encourage you to go in and maybe grab a hot drink, or if you love beer, grab a nice cold beer. They make wonderful ones there. And then you can get those beautiful views, and you can take some spectacular photos of Salzburg as well. Something for you couples going to Salzburg, there is a bridge, and you want to bring a padlock. What you do is you put the lock on the bridge, and then you dedicate your love to your loved one and take the key and throw it over into the water. Passau is the city of 3 rivers. You can't see it from here. We do have an active tour that goes up to the palace at the top of the hill, and you can see where the rivers come together because they're actually different colors. And if you go on tours through Passau, you'll see that there are numbers along the buildings and little marker points. And that's because whenever they get heavy rain, all 3 rivers bring those water levels up onto the buildings and everywhere in Passau. Now, obviously, we're taking you there when there are no water level issues. The Christmas markets are a perfect time to go. Their Christmas market is set up right outside of their cathedral. Their cathedral used to have the largest pipe organ in all of Europe. There's another place, and I apologize, I don't know where it is, that superseded them quite a few years ago, but it is a beautiful, beautiful cathedral, and they have a wonderful Christmas market. And when it's not the holiday season, it's actually a farmer's market out there. So the people are used to having something available to them there. Now, you know, I didn't even think about it. I should have worn my lederhosen for tonight. It was perfect. And I bought them right here in Passau. If you love to shop, this is a great place to bring some gifts and souvenirs back as well. Now, speaking of gifts and souvenirs, you may want to bring some extra luggage because you are going during a time where all you're going to want to do is bring all kinds of neat things back. Now, I have been to Regensburg. I have not been here for the Christmas markets. And now most people have to pay to get into this square. Since you are going with us, we actually take care of it. We get you in and you don't have to pay anything extra to go in. But again, more beautiful Christmas markets. I can't emphasize enough to try the different glue vines as you go through. And since I'm talking about glue vine, I gotta show this. So Gary Murphy, his father was Jimmy Murphy. This is one of his tips. The glue vine mugs have value, and it's true. When you get a mug of glue vine, you can either take the mug back and they'll give you a couple of euros, or you can hang on to it. And as you're in that market, each market has its very own. They'll refill it for you at a discounted cost because you're not buying another mug. I don't know anybody who gives the mug back because they're collectibles. They change every single year. And when I worked in the reservations department, a lot of the reasons people went back were to get new collector's mugs to bring home with them. Now, funny enough, as soon as I landed, my friend shoots me a message on Facebook and said, my wife really wants some glue vine mugs. She's never been, she's seen all the pictures. Will you bring one from every place you stop? And I was like, wow, I've never been either. And I was going to bring one for myself out of each place. So I ended up bringing 16 glue vine mugs home. A good thing I had an extra suitcase. Now, pack thick-soled shoes, scarf, hat, gloves. Now, I will tell you that for me, I live in Arizona. I am used to the warm weather. I grew up in California. I'm not used to snow. I'm not prepared for it. I actually have an electric shirt. It has 3 different settings. I don't own a parka or a big coat. It is fantastic. I just wear it underneath my light coat and it works well. Wool socks are not what they were when I was a little kid in Salt Lake City, Utah. Wool socks used to be so big you couldn't put your foot in your shoe. Now they're just like regular socks. They're just warmer. Gloves, very important. It's hard to keep shopping and everything with the gloves, but I'll tell you the hat and the scarf are the 2 most important things you really need to bring with you. The scarf is a lifesaver and the hat definitely keeps you warm while you're walking through and enjoying all these Christmas markets. And did I mention the glue vine will warm you up? I think I did. Now, on the Danube, we do have 3 nights in Prague for Heather's cruise. Now, Prague is another place in Europe where Christmas markets are not part of their history. This is something very new to them, but they actually were rated the most beautiful Christmas markets in all of Europe several years in a row over the past 10 years. Again, because with all the tourism that comes very specifically for Christmas markets to Europe, Prague really takes it to a whole other level. And Prague is a stunningly beautiful city. And I'll tell you, your trip starts in Prague. For me, this is the way I prefer to cruise the Danube, starting in Prague, finishing in Budapest. Because in Prague, it's kind of a sleepy town. People don't get started moving early in the morning. They usually have kind of a later start. If you love to take photos, get up early when you're jet lagged, go walk around town. Charles Bridge is almost empty until after 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll get some beautiful, beautiful pictures here. Christine Karst. Oh, Heather, you were talking about her. She is one of the most wonderful people on the planet. She actually just got back from Germany over the weekend. And some of the tips she has, I agree with. Bring cash in the local currency. Euros are going to work everywhere you're going. I forget what they use in Budapest, but they'll take euros, they'll take US dollars. If you try to offer them a credit card, they'll ask you if you have cash, which gives you bargaining opportunities here. But definitely bring cash in the local currency. When I talk about handcrafted items, you're going to see some things that are standard, that you'll see them in all the Christmas markets, but there are also people who hand designed whatever items they're selling in their booths. And to give you an example, the Christmas markets I did, I went to a booth where there was a man who was a glass blower. And he had all these wonderful glass ornaments that he had made, and each one of them was totally unique. Even though they looked similar, you could tell that they were totally unique because they were each made by him. So that's something that I brought back for a lot of my family. And as I'd mentioned, we have a lot. This is a great opportunity to travel with families. We actually have connecting staterooms, and we can accommodate triples. This is unique in the river cruise industry. Nobody else will accommodate triples. Nobody else has those connecting staterooms. And Heather can help point you in the right direction and get you booked in something like that if that's something you would need. We do have some amazing savings in place right now. Heather, does this match the promo you have for your selling? Okay, I thought so.
Yep.
So it's a triple savings, $1,000 per person, plus a complimentary upgrade, plus a 50 per person onboard credit. Now that this offer is running until the end of this year, and above and beyond that, since you took the time to join us, I put something really special together. This is only for Heather. You cannot get either of these offers I'm putting out here right now anywhere else. So for taking the time to join us this evening, I'm offering a 100 per person discount. And that means you have to have a stateroom on hold no later than November 24th. And we're really lenient. Once you have a stateroom on hold, we actually give you a 7-day courtesy hold. It gives you time to look at air, which we're a little too far out. You won't get air until sometime next year. But it gives you time to get your ducks in a row and make sure that this is exactly what you want to do. Now, the even more unique offer I have here, I know this isn't the Christmas markets, but since Heather did this, I wanted to do something really special. I have 5 dates during peak season next year with a true 2-for-1 offer. And the reason I say true, I know that some of our competitors, their base rate changes in their brochure as they print new ones throughout the year. With us, our base rate never changes. So the 2-for-1 price is off of our brochure base rate. And as you can see, it doesn't apply to E or D or suites, but these 5 dates are peak season for next year. Heather, I will make sure you have all of this information. Please reach out to her again. This is good. You can book these through Heather until the end of this month. So you have a little extra time to talk about it and make sure these are going to work out. Well, now that we went through the itinerary and we talked about this wonderful ship, I absolutely want to be able to take some of your questions. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Brandon, I have just a few things I was going to share.
Okay.
I'm not sure what my screen is doing here.
I'll watch the question area, Heather, while you share. And Brandon, that was just unbelievable. And what I love about the way that you present is that it's, you alternate between the beautiful region and then the practical tips. And when you were sharing your different tips on what to do in the different areas, I was like, oh, I need to grab my notepad. This is just like so good. It's like talking to an insider. So thank you so much for diverting from the presentation to give us those practicalities. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brandon. I truly appreciate your time tonight, and especially really going over in depth the Christmas markets, because it really is something that's near and dear to my heart. So just quickly, 10 reasons. I'm not going to go through each one of the 10 reasons to use a travel advisor, but really it's travel this year during this pandemic has really proven, if not, travel has gotten more complicated than ever. So using a travel advisor is just saves you so much time, energy, and money. And I'll give you a perfect example. I have a client this a week ago whose air just got changed. I mean, for no reason, just they canceled the air. And I mean, I spent several hours on hold, truly just going, you know what, that's my job. Let me just help you. Fixed it all and got him actually even better air than what he had. But you know, I'm here for my clients. I want to get to know my clients. I want to build trust. And so really, this is truly what I love. And so please use a travel advisor. Some other, like I said, basically saves you time, money, and stress. Future cruise credit. If you have any future cruise credit, definitely I'm here to help you make the most of that. And then just all of our offers and incentives. Why Dream Vacations? We're truly the world's leading cruise agency and award-winning leisure travel company. So we have a huge sampling of partners that we partner with, but really what's the most important is our portfolio of private label partners, and we're top leisure travel providers, including like the U.S. airline, many of the U.S. airlines, leading hotel brands, and prominent corporations. So as you can see, we're not just with the major cruise lines, but just with all these other Delta and Villas of Distinction, and we are truly a powerhouse. Come join my Facebook groups. I have a YouTube. I would say most of them are all up. The past meetings that we've been doing on Tuesdays, they're all up on my Facebook, or my YouTube site. I know Sherry's been putting up some of them. If you've missed any, please go ahead and go check them out. Here are 2 groups that I have. And then kind of like Brandon, I wanted to just quickly share my European groups. So I do have the Alma Magna in December, Captivating Rhine in October for the fall, and then Colors of Provence in August. The Riches of the Mekong in March of 22, and then The Secrets of Egypt and the Nile in October of 22. So if any of those interest you, I love river cruising, and so please call and I'll help you answer any of your questions. Other groups that I have are here in Alaska. I also have the Caribbean, both Eastern and Western, on 2 different cruise lines. And then basically our specials that we have. So Brandon just talked about the triple savings, which is absolutely amazing. If not, I did get a call today. I put a call into AMA, and they also said, because they have an air promotion, that I can actually use the air promotion if you don't want the triple savings. So that is the free economy air for 2 guests, or you can upgrade to the business class air. And then they also said they have the single saver rate as well. And on this December sailing for 2021, there's only 25 rooms left. So definitely don't wait. The pent up demand, it's going to go quick. So don't want to stress anybody out, but just definitely want to make sure that you guys are aware. Please don't wait. There's so many great promotions out there, and the deposit is so minimal. And again, we'll let you hold it and think about it. So if it's something you're truly considering, please don't wait too long. Again, thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm not going to do anything on November 24th, just wishing your family a wonderful Thanksgiving. Really celebrate with everyone, have a wonderful time together, whether that's in a group or whether that's a Zoom or however you guys want to gather. My next meeting will be in December. So thank you again. I truly appreciate it. So yeah, if there's any questions in that chat box, either Sherry or Brandon, yeah, take it away.
Brandon already answered one of them, but I think it might be a good idea to have him answer it live. It was a question from Kathy about where does the cruise start and finish?
Sure. So with this itinerary, the cruise set sail from a town called